Hey guys, I'm Tyler Copstock and welcome to my channel. I represent Frontline Academy and I'm a student under Eduardo Teta Rios. I'm a full-time Jiu-Jitsu athlete and instructor, and I created this page to share my techniques, training, and Jiu-Jitsu journey with you. Feel free to like and subscribe, and welcome to the family. Us. Hey guys, welcome to another week here at the intermediate class, and today I have Lasse here with me, and we're going to go through some of the knee on belly setups into some chokes and some submissions that I like to do here. And so starting off here with Lasse on the bottom, side control. And for this, I'm going to start looking for the lapel here, okay? So I'm looking for the far side of the lapel, and I want to really make sure it's loose so that I can bring it underneath Lasse's arm and behind his neck, okay? So I'm basically feeding this lapel to my hand that's waiting underneath his neck here. It doesn't have to be too tight. I like to grab on top of the patch here and just pull it in here, okay? So now I'm gonna go up to the knee on belly. So to make this transition as smooth as possible, I'm gonna post my hand here, or you could grab the fabric here if you want. But basically the important part is that I'm cupping his hip and I'm using my elbow here, okay? So this way I can make sure that I'm always framing and preventing him from bringing his legs in front of me, okay? So now I'm gonna bring my knee on the inside of my elbow, okay? From this position here, I have to make sure I have balance and control in this knee on belly position. I like to post my hand beside his hip, preventing him from pushing out, okay? But I'm gonna start looking for some chokes here, okay? So we're gonna start off with the baseball choke, nice and easy. But move it back. Whoop. So here, what I'm looking to do here is I'm gonna go in with 4 fingers inside his lapel, okay? You can, if you manage, to grab the same fabric here that you have behind his back. That's even better, it's gonna be tighter. Sometimes I just go for the first things that I get. Sometimes it's gonna be the inside right beside his neck. But if I can, this is gonna be better, okay? Watch how this hand is grabbing like this, boom, and the other hand is grabbing with the palm pointing up, okay? So right now, I'm gonna turn a little bit. Here, I'm gonna knee slide or knee cut over his shoulder here, okay? A lot of the times his hand is gonna be like this. Okay, so he's gonna try to push me away, or it's gonna be a little bit of a fight. But as soon as I have this grip, I can now turn my knee and slide over his biceps here, okay? While I'm doing this, I'm gonna keep my elbows tight together, okay? And now I'm gonna do a 180 degrees turn here, okay? So once I come to this position, I wanna bring my elbows tight to my body and stay on top of him here to get the choke, okay? So, nice and easy, starting off by feeding the lapel under his neck. Got it on the patch here, that's perfect. Cupping his hips, I'm gonna go up to the knee on belly, and here I am, okay? Looking for the same fabric here, or the same lapel, perfect. From here I can start squeezing, and I'm now gonna turn my knee, so I'm going to cut over his bicep, and now bring my elbows tight as I turn, okay? Super nice choke, very efficient, and it sets up for a couple of other chokes that we're gonna do as well. Okay guys, so we're gonna go a little bit further here, and we're gonna set up a different choke, just a casual cross choke here. So same position, Lasse's in bottom side control. And I feeded the lapel under his arm, behind his neck, and now I'm gonna come up for the knee on belly here, okay? This time, I'm gonna give this lapel here, whoop, beside his neck to my other hand, okay? So here, watch how I'm keeping it tight to his neck here, okay? And I'm always having the palm pointing up, okay? So my thumb is nice and tight to his neck, and I'm almost like I'm having the blade of my wrist here towards his neck here, okay? I'm gonna look for a grip on the opposite shoulder here, okay? Preferably as close to his neck as possible. If I can, like sit up a little bit here. If I can grab the same lapel, perfect. It's gonna be really tight. If I can't, this is good enough as well, okay? So here, I'm just gonna grab whatever I can find and bring his necktie to me, okay? If you want, you can pull him into you and bring your elbows tight to your body, okay? This way, I'm gonna also let my knee fall off him so that I can pull him nice and easy up towards me while I do it, okay? So, I got the lapel behind his neck. I'm just gonna give it to the other hand here. It's always gonna be a fight with the hands like this. So sometimes you have to look for the opportunity to grab whatever you can. And now I'm gonna bring him to me here and get the submission, okay? Just do it from a different angle. So here I feed it to the other hand, grab whatever I can grab. Here we have it. And it's always about getting tight to your body, right? The closer you can bring your arms to your body, the stronger you are. Awesome. Okay guys, last one here for today. So same position, lasso on the bottom, and we have the same lapel here feeding behind his neck. Move it to the center, there we go. So coming up now, I came to Neon Valley, I switched for the other hand, and this time when I was looking for the cross choke, he was preventing me and he was pushing, or he's really active with his arm, okay? In this moment, I can just look for a grip or I can cup his arm. It's a little bit depending on what you have, right? If I could just grab and pull it to me, that's perfect, okay? So I want to bring his arm over here across his body, and I'm going to let him roll over to my side, okay? So watch this from this angle here. Watch how I'm coming over his shoulder here, okay? I don't want to be in front of his shoulder. Here it's going to create some space, and it's not really choking him. So I want to come over here and always keeping this lapel tight. Okay, so now a lot of the times people are going to look down, and this can prevent you from getting the choke because they're keeping their chin in between. Okay, so if you feel like this is a problem, what I like to do here is I like to open by making him look up. Okay, so I'm going to bring my bicep in front of his head here, and then I can proceed to squeeze. Okay, so if he's looking down, this is not going to help. Then I can bring my bicep in the front. Just imagine that you're gonna put your hand on the back of his shoulders and then proceed to pressure in and pull the lapel, okay? So from the beginning here, I have the lapel behind his back, and here we are, okay? So I gave it, like we have the baseball choke, we have the cross choke, but this time his hand was in the way, and I now pull it over across his body, and I want to get over his shoulder with my chest, okay? Make sure that this is tight. If you feel like this is not tight enough, you can always adjust, okay? So you can pull and bring your hand even tighter up his lapel, okay? If his neck is in the way, you can't choke, that's fine. My bicep goes in front of his forehead, and I make him look up. So now, I put the pressure and pull my wrist closer to my body, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you guys next time. Hey guys, welcome to another week here at the intermediate course. And today we're gonna do a pretty fancy armbar from the Neon Belly. So starting from side control here, lasso is on the bottom, and I managed to move myself up, nice, and I came up here to Neon Belly, okay? Most likely, he's gonna be very active here with his arms, okay? I always like to be tight here with my hand beside his hip, okay? So I have a good base, and also, if he tries to move his hip out, I can kind of block it, okay? At the same time, you have to know when to put your weight on top of the guy so that if he manages to move away, you can follow, okay? So what happens here is that Lasse is gonna really commit with this arm here, Okay, so he's gonna try to push me away like this, maybe even come up on his elbow, right? But I want to be a little bit earlier than that. So when he does do this, I'm gonna now slide my shin here up into his armpit. Okay, so I'm moving my shin all the way up, and I'm hooking the back of his delt or his shoulder here, like this. Okay, so I really want to get tight here. At the same time, or at least faster, right after, I want to throw the other leg over his head. Okay, this way I'm gonna pinch my knees together, so I'm really controlling this arm. Okay, if Lasse tries to pull his arm out now, it's gonna be pretty hard. Okay, if I'm too loose here, then it's super easy. So, starting from this position here, he's really committed to push me away. I'm gonna slide my foot all the way up, throw my leg over, and here I can finish from the top position. That's perfect. You could just stretch out here, okay? But you could also fall here and then finish, okay? Keep in mind though, here I don't have the control where Lasse can go away from me. Go. That is on the right. That's on. that up. And he can walk away in a circle here, because I don't have this leg to chop on the other side here, okay? So because my foot is trapping his armpit here instead, I might be a little bit faster and tap him out before he does anything, or I have to angle so that he doesn't turn away. Sometimes if he does, I'm just gonna throw this leg over as he goes, okay? So if he goes away, I can adjust and then come back to the regular armbar position, okay? So, preferably, I would finish it from the top here without falling on, down. This time, he's committed to push me away. That's fine. I also like to make sure I'm holding his wrist, or at least keeping his arm tight to me here at the same time. So I'm going to slide my foot all the way up, okay, up into his armpit. Bring my other leg over, pinch my knees together. I can finish from here, boom, or fall back, finish it here, or if he walks away, throw my leg over, and then finish, okay? So, a couple of steps, but to some degree, you probably don't need the last two if you're capable of finishing on the top, okay? Okay guys, so we're gonna go a little bit further here, and then we're gonna do one of my favorite chokes. We did it a couple of weeks ago, but it's always good to repeat. And so we're gonna do the darce choke here. So Lasse is on the bottom, and we're gonna start from the knee on belly position here, okay? So there's a couple of scenarios that I'm looking for. I might have a scenario where he's pushing my knee, and I'm gonna grab his tricep here, or it might be a scenario where he's pushing my chest, and I'm going to be grabbing the back of his tricep here, okay, with this arm. So same thing here now. I'm going to bring him to me, okay? So I'm going to let him fall to me, and I'm going to bring his arm close to me, okay? We're going to move so you guys can see. I want his shoulder to come as far as possible forward, okay? This other hand, I'm going to dive it underneath, okay? When I dive it, I try to stretch it so far that I can catch behind his head here, okay? So I'm just gonna cup the back of his head, and I want now to trap his arm under my chest, okay? So think of it this way. I'm pulling and I'm diving underneath. Make sure that I'm trapping this arm, boom. Preferably, I don't want him to get the underhook all the way here. This is the beginning of the end of the darce choke, basically. If you can get this underhook too high, that means my arm can't go deep enough into his neck here, okay? So, when I trap it here, I want to make sure that when he tries to go for the underhook, my chest is in the way, okay? So, I want to pull his head to me, okay? I can use my palms together like this and bring him with my elbow and then lock for the bicep, or I can just pull with one hand, bring the bicep there, and then lock it, okay? With extra like big guys, you might have to grab your forearm first, get tight, and then go for the bicep, Okay, so there's a couple adjustments you can do depending on how their proportions are. Okay, this hand, I'm just looking to bring it as high as possible on his shoulder blade and get tight. Okay, watch how I'm going to turn in towards Lasse here. Okay, so I'm not trying to get the choke from this position. I'm trying to turn in towards him, and I'm going to now trap one of his legs. Okay, so we're going to turn here. I'm going to go down, leg beside Lasse. I'm going to catch his leg here. Okay, go a little bit back. From here, I want to catch one of his legs here. Doesn't have to be the bottom leg, but this is the one I usually catch. Okay, and from here, I'm going to pull my elbow up towards the ceiling. Okay, here, slowly get the choke. Okay, so when we're falling down here, okay, I'm coming down beside Lasse, I'm catching his leg, and watch this movement here. I'm not letting go of my bicep, I'm turning. So, same position. Knee on belly. This time he's pushing my chest. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna grab it and pull it to me as I drop down. Boom. Here we go. Dive in as far as you can and grab the back of his head. I'm trapping his arm inside, making sure that I'm not in front of his shoulder here. Okay? So I want to be on top of it. Now it's going to be tight. If I have any trouble getting my elbow over, I can pull and then bring it over, or I can go palm to palm, crank his head in, and then get my bicep. Okay? If not, you can grab the forearm and then climb your way up to the bicep. Here, I'm going to lay on my side. I'm going to catch his bottom leg here, or the top leg, depending on what he gives me. And watch how I'm going to lay down right next to him. Okay? So I'm laying down here, but I'm keeping my hand steady on my bicep, and I'm just going to pull my elbow towards the ceiling to get the choke. Okay? So I'm just going to show you guys quick here. The pressure on the side of his neck has to slide up in front of his neck. Okay? If it's still just behind, it's going to be a super crank. So I want to make it a choke by pulling my hand or pulling my blade of my wrist here in front of his neck. Okay? The shoulder here is doing the pressure on the other side. So that's how the choke is constructed, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys liked it. Please like and subscribe. Oops.